Welcome back to Coach's Corner, Cross Country Edition. I'm Victor Lowe with Bill Coleman for HWTV, and today we're here with Coach Jonas Koolsbergen of the cross country team. Thank you so much for joining us, Coach. Let's start off with a few questions about yourself. What is your background in cross country as both a runner and a coach?
Well, I ran cross country in high school, although my primary sport was track and field. And then I also have been coaching cross country almost the whole time that I've been here at Harvard Westlake, and continuously since the sort of early 2000s. And so or really late 1990s. So a lot of background in cross country, a lot of experience coaching. And so definitely know the sport, been around the sport.
So clearly you've been here at Harvard Westlake for a long time, and the program has been very successful over the past few years. So, what are some main things that you kind of attribute that success to that the program has had under your leadership?
I think the number one thing that we've done, and the transformation that I've seen in the many years that I've been here, is really just raising the level of what we're trying to accomplish, raising the goals, raising the expectation, and finding the right ways to do it, and getting the athletes to understand what you have to do to be successful. The partnership that I've had with Tim Sharp, the upper school head coach, has been outstanding, and we've really been able to take this program to levels when I was an athlete in it, or the early days that I coached in it, were things that we watched other schools do and probably didn't really even think we could do. I had a friend who I ran with in high school who would joke, when we were in high school, the state meet might as well have been the Olympics, because we weren't going to that. And, and how we've transformed the program and become regulars at the state meet and expect to compete for those spots, have program aspirations every year for both genders, boys and girls, being, state finalists. That really has changed the scope of what we're trying to do. And through the working with Coach Sharp, we've really changed how we do things, and it's been a success.
So you talk a lot about how you guys are pushing these goals and you have high expectations for the team. And, that's something that you've implemented under your leadership and with Coach Sharp. And I think that, when you're out on the field and you're competing in any sport, really, a lot of that leadership also has to come from the team and from the players on the team. So are there any leaders that on the team that have stepped up to help push those ideas and help make the rest of the team better and help you guys go into CIF finals?
Yeah, we're definitely in an outstanding situation this year, because our varsity best not only are talented athletes, but understand in a very real way how to do it. We're always trying to give our athletes that best sense of how it should be done, and therefore giving them the tools to have success, rather than, having sort of a haphazard approach and just hoping you have success. And so that leadership definitely starts with our senior captains, Gabriel Levin and Kendra Ross. Their understanding and dedication to not only the team, their teammates, caring about their teammates, but also their dedication to doing things the right way, leaving no stone unturned, is really, really outstanding. And we just have a collection of people who do things in the way that they should be doing them, starting with our junior captains, Iona Lee and Nuzzy Sykes, but also including people like Phoebe Sue and Franklin Wimbish and Leo Craig, Tate Sheehy. It's just a really, really special group. And so the excitement for what this group can do, and the excitement for what this group has already done, is really high, because we've had a lot of very good teams, and this is definitely another one of those very good teams.
Yeah, and kind of adding to that, I know that you mentioned earlier there were some younger players that you just mentioned that were stepping up this team to help. But are there any other, maybe freshmen or sophomores that are really taking big roles on the team this season and helping with the team's success?
We've gotten to the point where the quality of the program is high. And so just getting on the running varsity, the varsity roster is more than 7, but in any varsity high quality race, you can only run 7. And so just getting on our varsity roster is outstanding accomplishment. And so Franklin Wimbish, who's a sophomore, who's been solid on our varsity all year, Robbie Louie, who's a freshman, who has been doing the job on our varsity all year, which was really, we knew he was good coming out of middle school. We didn't think that he could necessarily rise to that level that fast. And so that's been extremely impressive. And on the girls' side, Emily An and Saisha Kumar, who are both sophomores, have been with our varsity all year. And so that's a great young group that will also not only contribute to our present, but lead us into our future.
So, while we're talking about individual players, so you mentioned some of the people earlier, but you guys do have the CIF finals coming up, or the league finals, I think, coming up on Monday. So, who are some individual players that you expect to really perform well in those, and possibly go on and compete for the CIFs?
So the goal when you get to a league finals is really starting to push toward your postseason excellence. And we really hope that, everyone will be ready, because it is the beginning of the time to be ready, from league finals, which ironically this year falls on Halloween, to state finals, which are 2 days after Thanksgiving. That is our playoffs. I mean, people don't really think of it that way or don't necessarily use that word, but that's exactly what it is. It's championship races. You have to do a certain amount of excellent to advance. And so it's time for, sort of everyone to sort of be part of it and step up. And so I think that we're, ready to do that, and we're excited to do that. And so our varsity athletes are going to be taking on that challenge. And it isn't really that there's a particular person that we're looking for to do something special. We're really looking for everyone to do something special who's racing in that varsity race.
Yeah, I really like that sense that it's really more of a team effort in this. And also, so diving into some of the previous meets that you guys have had this year, especially at the Mount Sac Invitational event, both the boys program and the girls program came up in first place in the open division. So what can you attribute to the team's success, and how did you prepare them to do so well in this meet?
So that course is historic, famous, the most famous course in Southern California. It's always a great sort of milestone for the program to run there. It is also the course that the CIF prelims and CIF finals will be at. And so being ready for that is super important. So having a great day there last Friday is absolutely a step in the right direction. Some people, we weren't 100 for 100, so to speak. So there are definitely people still looking to sort of unlock the secrets. That course is very hilly, has very challenging terrain. And so a lot of our training includes work on hills, includes repeat work on hills, and is definitely difficult. I mean, that's part of getting ready for courses that are difficult and running in races that have other outstanding teams in them. The other thing that we do that is probably unique, Coach Sharp, is deep dive on the subtleties of the course, has, partition the course out into 7 sections with very specific ideas of exactly what needs to be done. And I guess in a way that sounds very Harvard Westlake, before we run on that course at the Invitational, we actually give the team a quiz on the course, a written quiz on the different sections and what people should do. And so the preparation is physical, the preparation is mental. It's absolutely a challenge, but it was amazing and fantastic to handle it so well on Friday. And we look forward to being back there in November and doing even better.
So I heard you just now talking a lot about like the course and what makes it so difficult. So obviously in cross country is a lot different from a sport like track and field where, you're running on a track. And in cross country, when you're running on these different courses, how much preparation specifically will go in from one meet to another based on off of the course? So let's say you're going into one meet and you think that has a really hilly course. You just mentioned you're going to run some hills like that. But if there's another course that's not so hilly, like how much are you going to change how you train week by week to base off of the course that you're going to be running on the upcoming meet?
So the courses that occupy our sort of most important meets of the season, our championship meets of the season, all tend to be hilly. So that is always a emphasis in the program. If we do run on a course that's a little bit more flat, that's almost sort of like a special bonus opportunity that we know will kind of take care of itself. If you're getting ready to do what you do, you're ready for, hill course or flat course. We're definitely training to be prepared for both. It's really more from meet to meet. The physical training is being done. The physical training is in the books. And so then it's more the mental reminders, the hints of the course, the sections of the course. Sometimes we go to courses year after year after year, and so the older athletes on the team, the veterans, know it. Certainly we go to a lot of courses many years and have been many times, and so coaches know it, and so we're always giving details, tricks of the trade, and ways to sort of have success on that course and to maximize your opportunities in that racing environment.
Great. And obviously, cross country is a very endurance dependent sport. So how much emphasis do you place on training and preparing outside of practice with things like nutrition, stretching, and hydration?
All of those things are tremendously important. What we do has difficulty and challenge. You have to be doing little things to help you do it well. And so the nutrition, the getting sleep, the taking care of yourself, stretching, foam rolling is all tremendously important. And then the other part of it that is sometimes unseen is our athletes have to do a lot of work to be at their best outside of practice in terms of extra mileage, extra running. Some of that's in the summer we practice, but they have to also be getting more work in. And even during the season, there's runs on weekends. Their long run is on weekends. They have to be doing enough running, enough volume to stay consistent and have the fitness that you need to take on challenging courses. Because without the preparation, it is tremendously hard to do.
Getting to the end of the interview, I do want to touch on one more thing, is that I know a lot of people would consider cross country to be an individual sport. One person runs the track and they try to do as best they can, and the scores are totaled up at the end for a team. But based on what you've been saying, I hear a lot about talking about how it really is a team sport and there's a lot of team aspects to it. So, what are your thoughts on that? And how do you think that, being on a team of other runners can help individual runners to run better and to, make the team better in the long run?
You're 1000% right with that. On the high school scholastic level and even on the collegiate level, it is absolutely a team sport, because there's no way that you can accomplish what you want to accomplish without the group in terms of team success. And so in that way, you have to have people who are ready, because no one person can do it by themselves. No one person can dominate it by themselves. And so in that way, that is our emphasis. The joke sort of is, if you, in the cross country or track and field team, if you want to get me upset, say we're an individual sport. At this level in high school, we are absolutely a team sport, because the team's accomplishments are the accumulation of the individual successes. And without the individuals coming together and doing it, there's no possible way. We run 7 and we score 5. If the 5 aren't right, if the 5 aren't doing good work, there's no way that you can overcome someone who's sort of way off, sort of in the back. And the way that I say it, it's kind of an odd way to say it, but if you think about someone who was like the best in the world magically being on our teams, if Steph Curry or Kevin Durant or John Morant played on our basketball team, we'd win a whole bunch of games, all our games probably. But on cross country, if the best guy in the world ran on our team, all he could do is win the race, which he would do, and we'd get the 1 point for that. But then your other 4 scorers, if they're horribly bad, you won't win. You won't win ever. And so in that way, it has to be the 5 coming together to do the job. And a lot of times in the biggest races, it's the work of the 4s and the 5s that actually make the difference, even though it's often unseen, except by people who really know, experienced coaches and people who have been around the sport for a long time.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Coach Koolsbergen. We really appreciated you coming onto the show. Thank you guys for watching our Coach's Corner today. I'm Bill Coleman and Victor Lowe for HWTV. And Coach, we wish you guys good luck to both of your teams in the league finals this Monday.
Thank you so much. A pleasure to do it. We're looking forward to it. We know it's going to be a great day.
Thank you very much. We'll see you guys next time.